Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream. Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream. Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream.
Viewers, this is election season and this is the promise made by leader of the opposition, a promise made to the women of this nation, and that promise is to help them become a housewife, among other things. You just heard it. Rahul Gandhi was standing in Kalachi in Kerala, addressing a poll rally, looked into the eyes of the women there and said, we will help you fulfill your dream, whether you want to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, or a housewife. Yes. Now, let us just pause and reflect, viewers. Doctors, engineers, lawyers, these require policy. They require investment, they require institutions, scholarships, reservations, if you will, training. And Congress has been promising these for 70 years. But how does one help someone in becoming a housewife? Congress is now vowing to help women become a housewife. What is the policy for that? What is that scheme? How will this be done? While Rahul Gandhi is in Kerala promising women the dream of becoming a housewife, viewers, his own sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra often talks about ladki hu, lad sakti hu. You know about the slogan. So this is beyond mixed messaging. And the timing could not have been worse. It comes on a day when we've got news that the government may announce a special session of parliament to push amendments to the Women's Reservations Bill. A historic moment for Nari Shakti. But viewers, let us be fair. This is not the first gem from Rahul Gandhi. This is a part of a collection, a rich collection of statements that leave the people staring at their screens in silence and disbelief. And on the back of these comments, when the votes are counted and Congress loses, we are told it is not because of any of this. It is because Modi stole votes. Vote chori. The EVMs are compromised. The system is rigged. It is never these promises. It is never the messaging. It is never the moment when their leader stands up in an election rally and promises women with a straight face that Congress would help them become a housewife. Viewers, India's women have climbed Everest. They've made rockets. They've won Olympic medals, argued before the Supreme Court. I can go on and on. And the man who wants to be the Prime Minister of this country stands up and says, we will help you fulfill the dream of being a housewife. Is Congress fumbling in both promise and delivery? That's our debate, but listen to Rahul Gandhi again.
Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream. Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream. Whether you want to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer, engineer, housewife, whatever you want to do, we want to help fulfill that dream.
Rahul Gandhi has now come up with a new Rahulism, which says that he will fulfill the dreams of women to become housewives. One can understand that Congress says that we will make women doctors, engineers, army professionals, or even politicians. But how can they or Rahul Gandhi fulfill somebody's dream, whatever dream it is, to become a housewife? And by the way, is this the idea of empowerment of women according to Rahul Gandhi and to Congress?
Let's open the panel. Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tehseen Poonawalla, Vivek Srivastava, Advocate Umar Junaidi, Anish Gawande, the national spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, Congress ally, more importantly, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan completes this panel. Vivek Srivastava, Anish, everything okay with you? Nodding your head.
I want to correct you to start off. Pranesh, we're not a Congress ally in Kerala. You've forgotten that we have
No,
a
no, I
minister
never
in
said
the
Kerala.
LDF,
We are not
and
discussing
we're
just
actually
Kerala.
fighting against the
No, we are not. This is not, some Kerala specific alliance. By the way, because, by that logic, there could be many more debates. But this is about the pan-India appeal of Congress party and Rahul Gandhi, or the lack of it. Vivek Srivastav ji, sir, help us understand what Rahul Gandhi is trying to say here. I understand, like I said, doctors, lawyers, engineers, one can formulate policies, etc. How do you help someone become a housewife?
There are many who want to become housewives.
No,
They are not,
that I know,
they
sir.
have their-
It is left to the
No,
women's
let me-
agency. There are many who want to be, and there is no problem in that. How do you help become someone? That is the question.
आपने सवाल मुझसे पूछा है तो मुझे बोलने दीजिए जरा. There are many in this country who may not be interested in a professional life, many women, and they want to be housewives, but they want to contribute to the country in their own way. Even though they are housewives, they want to study more, they want to do more, they want to bring up their children in a better way. So if a party or a leader feels that he can facilitate it, what is wrong in it? Why do you want to take out every small point, every word of a person and deliberately create a controversy just to create a news? Why should it be done? He just made a casual statement.
Casual statement. That's precisely my point. Rahul Gandhi has become a casual politician. You are saying what I have been saying.
आप deliberately humiliate करने के लिए points ढूंढते हैं. एक non issue.
और राहुल गांधी हर रोज हमें पॉइंट्स देते हैं कि ये लीजिए पॉइंट्स और हमें कीजिए. What is the humiliation here? He is in public life. He is addressing a public rally. This is an election speech, an election promise.
रूलिंग डिस्पेंसेशन और अथॉरिटीज से सवाल करने की हिम्मत नहीं है आप लोगों की सर. रोज आप एक राहुल गांधी का ऑब्सेशन लेकर के बैठते हैं.
रूलिंग डिस्पेंसेशन. संजू वर्मा, how will you help Rahul Gandhi in fulfilling this dream? Do you have a policy for this?
Pranesh, I refuse to play the woman card despite being the only woman among 6 panelists on your show, excluding you as you are the esteemed anchor. I remember what Rekha Gupta, the Chief Minister of Delhi, told your colleague Navika Kumar barely 48 hours back when asked that, क्या आप रोटी बनाती हैं? What did she say? जी हाँ, मैं रोटी भी बनाती हूँ और जब जरूरत पड़े तो रोटी बनाने वाली महिला बेलन भी चलाना जानती है. मैं बेलन भी चला सकती हूँ, रोटी भी बना सकती हूँ. तो खैर, यहाँ पर किसको रोटी बनाने पर डिस्कशन करनी है, किसको महिला के बेलन चलाने वाली जो सक्षमता है उस पर डिस्कशन करनी है, ये बात की बात है. Let's come down to the moot point. The moot point is simply this. Rahul Gandhi, is he a casual politician? Yes. Does Rahul Gandhi put his mouth into his foot, not his foot into his mouth? Oh yes. Who has forgotten the fact that he said, yahan se aloo daliye, wahan se sona niklega? Who has forgotten the fact that he said, the only way Dalits in India can succeed is if they manage to understand Jupiter's escape velocity? Who can forget the fact that in 2012, Rahul Gandhi made a mockery of India's poor by saying, poverty is a state of mind. Poverty तो रहती नहीं है, होती नहीं है. ये सिर्फ एक state of mind है. बस इस state of mind के साथ deal करना है. Who can forget the fact that Rahul Gandhi's प्यारी बहना Priyanka Vadra gave that famous slogan, लड़की हूँ लड़ सकती हूँ. Beyond the rhetoric, beyond the lighter side of things, let's not forget, Pranesh, this also in more ways than one exposes Rahul Gandhi's rank misogyny. Imagine if a BJP leader had made a casual statement, what Rahul Gandhi has said today, hammer and tongs would be out, the knives would be out, and the entire Darbari ecosystem would be howling. BJP एक misogynistic party है, BJP leaders don't think before they speak, blah, blah, blah. But because it is the crown prince, I'm sorry, the clown prince, the entire Darbari left liberal woke ecosystem.
Let's be civil. Let's be civil about each other. You can critique someone, but let's not call names. Tehseen, this is not so much about the statement as it is about the mindset and the approach. Look, Vivek Srivastav summed it up that Rahul said it casually. Now, when you're making an election pitch, an election promise, you can't be casual. Because look at the track record of Congress in other states. Promised the sun, moon and the stars, and delivery is, less than half. I have the data, Tehseen, but what do you make of this comment?
Thank you, Pranesh, for having me on the show. If anyone on this panel knows Mr. Gandhi, I think, and I would expect it is me, and I know where this statement comes from. So I would allow me to articulate without interruption. I would make it very quick. This is actually Mr. Gandhi, by equating women's choice of whatever they want to be, doctors, lawyers, army women, engineers, scientists, or housewives, is going by the choice that women will choose what they want to be. No man will tell a woman what the hell she needs to do. Women will choose, the government will empower, enable them. This was in context to the free bus travel. Number two, he's also giving dignity to women who are homemakers. My grandmother was one. My mother was one till my father passed away. And very often, this mindset of the BJP shows that you're running down homemakers because you think that it is uncool to be a homemaker and unpaid laborer. As Navika ji rightly asked Rekha Gupta ji, can you also make the roti? And she said, look, I could do it. And that's the beauty of choice that Navika ji herself shows on this show as breaking ceilings. Now, let me come to the third and most important part about this. The BJP, which recently passed a transgender bill, the most pathetic legislation I've seen in my life. The BJP, whose member of parliament, minister called Colonel Sofia Qureshi, Atankwadi ki beti. The BJP, whose Giriraj Singh ji said about Mrs. Gandhi that she gets vote because she's white. If she had been Kali, vote nahi milta. The BJP, whose Ramesh Biduri ji said that he will make Delhi's roads like Priyanka Gandhi's cheeks. The BJP, whose last week member of Legislative Assembly in the Rajasthan Assembly, Mr. Kohli, got up and said that the BJP's budget is fantastic, like a birth of a boy, and like the other Congress budgets, which is like the birth of a girl. The BJP, whose ex-chief Mr. Khattar ji said women don't have a right to vote to roam naked in context of women being raped. This BJP is giving Rahul Gandhi lectures for this statement. I challenge you, what is wrong in this statement? Women will choose what they want to wear, what they want to eat, who they want to be with, who their partners are, and what they want to do. And no force on earth can stop it. Certainly not the RSS.
You know, no force on earth can make sense of what Rahul Gandhi said. Only you can. Tehseen, and may the force be with you. Dr. Ranganathan, Tehseen is smiling. But, you have to say that he did try his best. He's made it about choice, dignity.
Good evening, Pranesh, and good evening to my fellow panelists. There is nothing wrong in what Rahul Gandhi had said. He is speaking from experience of his own family. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi was a housewife, and it was her dream to make a lot of Congress politicians as slaves and servants, and she accomplished that. So, I don't think there is anything wrong in what Rahul Gandhi said. Look, but to be on a serious side, there is nothing wrong in being a homemaker, which is a much more acceptable term for housewife. And yes, you can dream to be a housewife. There's nothing wrong in that. But how do you make that dream of becoming a housewife realize that's weird? And that is what you exactly expect from Rahul Gandhi. You can have a political party laying out excellent ground for somebody becoming a doctor, or somebody becoming an engineer or a scientist or in the security forces or a military person, a woman. But then how do you accomplish or realize the dream of somebody wanting to become a homemaker? That is weird. Two things out here. This is the same Congress party that, cries hoarse about 33% reservation for women. But in every election in recent memory has not given more than 5 to 6% tickets to women. In Maharashtra, it is 6%. In Rajasthan, it was 10%. In the 2014 general election, it was not more than 12%. तो बोलने के लिए इनको बोलने में बहुत आता है, लेकिन when the push comes to shove, then they, kind of retreat away. But that is what Rahul Gandhi does. And as far as Tehseen ranting out the misogynist, rants of BJP politician, quite right. But then, Tehseen, do you believe all of us, the poor people, you of course being the colleague of Rahul Gandhi, you get internet, you believe we don't get, हमारे internet नहीं आता. मतलब क्या समझ रखा है? Do you remember what Kangana Ranaut, the BJP politician, has to face through by the Congress? They dug out a random photograph of hers from a long acting career and insinuated that she was a prostitute. It was sickening beyond measure. But when it comes to misogyny, I'm sorry, Pranesh, and Congress, my cup runneth over. Do you remember Digvijay Singh, who addressed his own compatriot, Mr. Natarajan, as 100% Tanch Mal? There is Abhijit Mukherjee, who called protesting women dented, painted. There is Sri Prakash Jaiswal, who said as time passes, women get old and become not as fun as they used to be. And ever since Smriti Irani defeated Rahul Gandhi in Amethi, poor thing has borne the brunt of such attacks. There is Jaideep Kawade, who said Smriti Irani wears a big bindi on her forehead, and when a woman changes her husband frequently, the size of the bindi keeps growing. There is Yusuf Bhatt saying unmarried daughters are a liability, my daughters are a burden on me. There is Shashank Bhargava, who said Smriti Irani roams around with a lot of bangles in her hand, and I request her to give the Prime Minister bangles, whatever else that wants to roll back to fuel price hike. There is Ajay Rai, who says Smriti Irani comes to Amethi only jhatke. There is Sanjay Nirupam, who said dhumke lagati hai. I mean, Tehseen, if you are really counting the misogyny of politicians, why leave out your own compatriot Congress leaders, yeah? That is hypocrisy.
Tehseen, quickly.
Just 2 points quickly. I will answer doctor's points, but just think. The reason why Rahul Gandhi listed out homemakers along with the others is because many nations today are contemplating economic remuneration for homemakers. And that is the policy of the Congress. It's been articulated, but let me make just one more point quickly on this. I think some of the statements made by Congress leaders are deeply sexist, patriarchal, and worrying. And I think we need to go above it. I agree with you, doctor. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But in this particular case, Mr. Gandhi was talking in context of the free bus ride for women and thereby helping them. That was the context, and it wasn't sexist. Let's be honest here. I completely agree with you, but you will agree with me in this context where he was coming from. And I think we can agree on this context. He was saying about free bus ride, and I think that's a deeply good statement said by the leader of opposition.
Okay. Dr. Ranganathan?
Yeah, no, look, Tehseen, first of all, when you give a free bus ride, you give free bus ride to all women, not just homemakers, to doctors, women, to scientists, to engineers, every woman. So that's wrong for Rahul Gandhi to say that we are focusing on fulfilling the dream of housewives. Number two, is it not correct my memory? Is it not the same Rahul Gandhi who told Modi ki Modi ji, aap darpoke ke, you're a coward because you've sent a woman to answer my questions, Nirmala Sitharaman. That is his mindset.
Sanju Verma, I'm just coming to you. Anish, of the arguments that you've heard so far, the larger point being, Anish, the seriousness with which, one approaches elections. And then after the result says, vote chori, Modi's vote chor, gaddi chod, etc., etc.
Pranesh, the unfortunate part is that today the only ones concerned about Rahul Gandhi's statement and mocking him for it are the BJP. Because in the LDF versus the UDF, they know they have neither a narrative nor a vision for development. In an election that is being fought by two alliance partners who are together at the national level, who differ with each other at the local level, we are fighting on promises of development, and we have a problem with the UDF's track record, and we have a problem with Rahul Gandhi's sort of policies, but we fight this on a policy front. Picking out this statement and saying that the homemaker aspect of this statement is a problem, I want to hark back to what Tehseen says, misses the point entirely. The problem today is, how do you fix the need for somebody to be able to afford to be a homemaker by policy? By ensuring economic development. Only 16% of Indian women in the workforce are salaried employees. The rest, under this government, which wants to make them Swiggy's sort of delivery partners and gig workers who have no fixed income or no job stability.
So you believe this is some kind of women empowerment, and articulation may have been not the best, but this is the real intent of Rahul Gandhi. But on the point that you were saying that the BJP picks on Rahul Gandhi because they don't have anything to say, anything substantive to say about LDF, UDF. Look, Rahul Gandhi has been mocking his own alliance, has been mocking the India alliance. He has been saying that Modi does not go to temples, Modi is silent on Sabrimala loot, the left has looted temple gold. And Rahul Gandhi is in alliance with the left. How does that work, Anish? Now, don't say
Because
this
the
is about
India
choice and
alliance is an
dignity,
alliance
because,
for-
you know, that argument does not work here.
We contest separately at the local level. The NCP Ajit Pawar contests the Delhi elections separately, but is in an alliance with the sort of BJP in Maharashtra and at the national level.
Anish, if you
This is how
call
the NDA
someone,
functions.
if you call someone, you know, temple thief, or, you know, someone who's looted temple gold, and then you choose to ally with that person party, what should one make of it?
No, you're saying that the chief minister of that state is somebody who you disagree with, and we disagree with his assertions on that front and claim that Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has had an exemplary track record that has no bearing upon the ideological alliance that you have at the center, right?
Okay.
And I think this is precisely
Dr.
where,
Ranganathan, after Sanju Verma, I'm just coming to you. Yes, Sanju Verma, this is the women empowerment pitch that you're missing.
You know, Pranesh, with no offense to anyone, the NCP SP spokesperson comes on TV debates without homework, and I'll tell you why. He spoke about economic development in the context of women. Let me remind your viewers, who are the biggest stakeholders in your debates, 83% of the beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, women. 67% beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, women. 72% beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, women. 100% beneficiaries of Ujjwala Yojana, women. And wait, more than 53% of, you know, the people who are on the board of directors under Stand Up India and Startup India are women. And let me say one more thing. When the Congress was in power, Sainik schools were not allowed to hire girls on a war footing. Modi changed that. When Congress was in power, NCC cadets were not allowed to be young girls. Modi changed that. And let me tell you, in a place like Haryana, the sex ratio at birth was 837 to every 1,000 males. Today, that is 924 to every 1,000 males. Under the Congress party, there were not even 2 POXO courts. Today, there are more than 500 POXO courts. And Pradesh, let me say one more thing, that in 1991, there was a man called C.K. Jafar Sharif. He was the railways minister between 1991 and 1995 when the Congress was in power. He said women's reservation bill should not be brought to fruition. Sonia Gandhi capitulated. Sonia Gandhi ne kaha, C.K. Jafar Sharif ne mana kar diya, women's reservation bill will not come through. It is the Modi government which brought in 33% reservation for women in parliament and state legislative assemblies in 2023. It is the Modi government which made instant triple talaq illegal in 2019, giving relief to millions of Muslim women in India. And it is the Modi government which decriminalized Section 377 in 2018. And I'm very proud that today President Draupadi Murmu has given the presidential nod to the transgender protection rights bill. And my
Tehseen
final
is
point
objecting to
this.
something you've said. Yes, Tehseen?
No, I would actually like my partner Anish to answer that. 377 went to Supreme Court. Anish, you want to take that and back me? The government opposed it in Supreme Court, decriminalizing it. I was in court at that time. What are you saying? Please ask your Harish, your reporters who covered it. What are you saying? 377 is government opposed.
Sanju Verma?
Decriminalization of Section 377. And let me ask you one thing, Tehseen. Whenever the Supreme Court takes a decision, you say, "Arey, ye to Supreme Court ne kiya." Why did the Congress not make instant triple talaq illegal for the longest time? Modi Sarkar ne 2019 mein karke dikhaya, and you're sitting and giving lecture. And my final point, Pranesh, there is a man, Tehseen, put your hand on your heart. There's a man called P.P. Madhavan. He died in December 2024. He was the personal secretary of Sonia Gandhi. She also gave a nice long condolence message after his death. He had a case pending in the Delhi High Court for rape by the widow of a former dead Congress worker. Do you deny that? Do you deny what P.P. Madhavan did? Raping a young widow,
Dr.
promising her marriage?
On the larger point of this being about, you know, choice, dignity, empowerment.
Look, let's face it, the data that is given by Sanju is correct. The BJP has done an incredible amount targeted towards the women of our society. It is also a fact that the women of our society have progressed so much more in the last 15 years than they ever have in the last 75 years. There is data to prove it. It is not a question of, you might say, that everything has been done because of the government intervention. No, sometimes it is despite that. But the fact of the matter is, it is not a misogynistic government. The thought is not misogynistic. In fact, I want to put that question to my good friend Tehseen. When he talked about, it's a very simple yes and no question. When the Congress wants 33% reservation for women across sectors, please answer, my dear friend. And another question is to my good friend from the NCP, Anish as well. But to Tehseen, should the number of candidates that are given tickets by the Congress in different states, should 33% of them be women? And for Anish, if I run a organization, can you say that I support that organization in one state, but that organization in another state is corrupt? Can you do that?
Tehseen, you go first.
Ideally, I would like that 50% reservation is given. But for the BJP doesn't do it, which is getting the 33%. The Congress doesn't do it. We would ideally like that. There's nothing wrong.
But why wait for the BJP to do it? Set an example, do it. Give 50%, 60%, 100%, whatever you want. Set an example, corner the BJP.
Just one line. And they did it in Uttar Pradesh. They gave 50% in Uttar Pradesh. They gave 50% in Uttar Pradesh. Why didn't you all do it?
Dr. Might as well give it. This is the problem. Why didn't they give it in Maharashtra? Why didn't they give it in Bihar? Why didn't they give it in 2024? The moment they feel that there is competition and they might win, they don't select women. Because they knew in UP their deposits are going to be wiped out, they might have well given 100% tickets to women.
Okay,
So
now
you think
Anish,
women are
you answer
problem?
the question about, the duplicity, hypocrisy in the India alliance.
No, but before I come to that, let me start off with a few statistics, right? We, unlike the BJP, believe that progress is incremental and that governments build upon one another in the fight for women's rights. Unfortunately, the BJP believes they've solved every problem in India and no problem is left to be fixed and they should only get applause for whatever they're doing. They forget that it was Sharad Pawar who introduced reservation for women in the armed forces. They forget that it was Sharad Pawar who got the first women's policy in Maharashtra. They forget that it was
All
Sharad
that
Pawar
is
who
recorded,
encouraged
Anish, who is taking, away that from you? It's all there. Now answer the question quickly.
No, but Pradesh, now I will answer that question as well. Why is the BJP in an alliance with certain parties at the state level and not in an alliance with them in other states or at the national level? And why do they have a sort of two-faced approach to their own alliance partners? These are common minimum programs built over alliance politics over decades. I mean, to call this out is to then call out every single alliance made since the beginning of coalition politics in India.
Anish, then, add one more line that there is no difference between the Congress and the BJP, that we are all hypocritical. We are all in the same boat. Ye bhi bol dijiye fir.
The BJP does not believe in consensus. The BJP does not believe in consensus. The BJP does not believe in debate. It believes in rule by diktat and fiat.
One person
The
who
India
hasn't spoken, has been listening to all of this intently, is Umar Junaidi. Umar bhai, from Shah Bano to what happened in the triple talaq, why does the Congress not support the agency of women? Why? And what do you make of the latest comment by Rahul Gandhi?
Good evening, Pranesh, and good evening to every panelist on the show. I am very happy that Rahul Gandhi's statement of fulfilling the dream of housewife made it to the news, unlike Narendra Modi's Nali ki gas statement couldn't. Narendra Modi's this action couldn't make to the news, but this statement of Rahul Gandhi made it to the news. Congratulations, Rahul Gandhi, on this. Now, the point is, in Karnataka, through Griha Lakshmi, there are several women who have been benefited. And we have seen the success stories on the ground wherein the women who wanted to be the housewife, who wanted to be at house and not work, they used to go for making of rotis at the roti kendras, wherein they used to get 2,500, 3,000, but due to Griha Lakshmi, they are getting the money, and that's why they are being at home. Because of the free bus rides, they are not paying for their travel. They are saving that money. Because of the free electricity, they need not pay the electricity bills, and that's the saving. And because of the saving, they are managing their homes. And that is the success story in the Telangana as well. So what's wrong in the statement of Rahul Gandhi if he wants to make a woman's dream of being a housewife a successful one? By the means of Gruha Lakshmi, by the means of various schemes. So nothing is wrong.
Yeah, let's talk about the reality of some of these schemes. Shakti scheme in Karnataka. Free bus travel for women was promised. The reality, Mr. Junaidi, as you're aware, the government currently owes around 4,000 crore to 4 road transport corporations. 4,000 crore, sir. Himachal Pradesh. Pre-election promise to the women of Himachal Pradesh 1,500 per month under the Indira Gandhi Pyari Behan Sukh Samman Nidhi Yojana. And, nearly 3 years into the government term, there are many people who are still waiting for the benefit. I have the whole list. Dr. Ranganathan.
No, firstly, let me gently correct my good friend Tehseen. Unlike Umair Junaidi ji, the BJP does not hate homosexuals or oppose homosexuality. In fact, they have changed their stance, so Tehseen is wrong. By the time the 2018 Supreme Court judgment came, the BJP refused to condemn the decriminalization of homosexuality. They were neutral. They were not neutral when the High Court judgment was overturned in 2013, but they changed their stance. In fact, Mr. Jaitley, if I am not mistaken, supported the decriminalization, and many BJP leaders also did, so you're wrong there. Secondly, I want to ask Junaidi ji, if a man has a dream of being a house husband, what are the schemes that Congress proposes to fulfill the man's dream of being a house husband? Can you please tell me?
Is that what Rahul Gandhi was pitching at the Kerala speech, sir? I am talking about the Kerala, and you're talking about house husband. Yeah,
No, he's talking about Rahul Gandhi. You're also talking about Rahul Gandhi and his party. Tehseen will, answer that question. He likes to talk about choice and dignity. Yes, Tehseen, men also, want to stay home and, get the government benefits. What is Rahul Gandhi's proposing?
Look, what Rahul Gandhi is proposing is choice. Choice of what you choose to do, and we will be there with you. As so far as Dr. Anand Ranganathan's point of Supreme Court is, I was present there. The government on 3 times, the bench asked the government to take a stand. They refused to take a stand. Refusing to take a stand is not what governments do. That's when the government decriminalized it. The government should have said, yes, we are in proposal of it. All political parties did it. Please, Anand, you must allow me. Anand, you don't interrupt me. Allow me to finish your counter me. All political parties took a stand one way or the other except the union government. This was one of those rare cases where the union government, being a party, did not take a stand. Can you believe how does that become pro-it? And then what is the transgender bill? But let me tell you, whether you want to be a house, whether you want to be an engineer, or you want to be a house husband, or you want to be anything you want to do, the choice is yours that you have to do. And that is what Rahul Gandhi is talking about.
Now, Tehseen, 1 minute. It is, very nice of you to be linking this to choice, dignity. The Anish thinks this is empowerment. But spare a thought for Vivek Srivastava. आपके ही दोस्त हैं, comrade in arms. उन्होंने बोला है, casually बोल दिया, मुंह से निकल गई बात, अब उसको ridicule कर रहे हो. आप लोग, सर आपने बोला था, वैसे मत कीजिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव, प्लीज. ये कोई मैनिफेस्टो प्रॉमिस नहीं है that you can go back on.
मैंने तो सपोर्ट किया जो राहुल ने बोला. मैंने तो कहा हाउस वाइफ बोला, ये भी
आपने तो बोला casually बोल दिया था विवेक श्रीवास्तव. You said, he said it casually. Why are you picking on that word?
सेलेक्टिव कोट मत करिए सर, आप एक अच्छे एंकर हैं. मैंने बहुत कुछ बोला. इनसे पूछिए ना, डॉक्टर आनंद रंगनाथन से. बहुत महिला एम्पावरमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं आज, बीजेपी का गुणगान कर रहे हैं. मधु किश्वर, सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी, ये इतने सब जो एलिगेशंस चल रहे हैं, हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, हमें शर्म आ रही है. क्या इसके ऊपर डॉक्टर रंगनाथन कुछ बोलेंगे?
डॉक्टर रंगनाथन, yes.
Now, I just want to again to correct Tehseen, because this is a very important sensitive matter. When the 2009 High Court, overturned the criminalization of homosexuality, why did the UPA government not repeal Section 377? Why? Tell me, for years they didn't repeal it. Tehseen, the Congress did not repeal Section 377. Why?
One second. The High Court struck it down. There's no need to repeal it. Once the court strikes
No,
something
but
down,
why
don't
were
have to
you
repeal
waiting
it.
for the High Courts to do it? What were you doing?
1 second. Just again, let me explain to you. When the way law works, if something's struck down, you cannot repeal it. It came back and the government didn't take a position. The two are not equal. But let me make one more point. I just want to make one point on what Vivek said. The two people he spoke about are disgusting human beings, and I think we should keep them out of it. They're not even worth their name taken. They're just absolute scoundrels.
Right.
Both Mr. Swami and Madhu Kishwar.
Okay.
And we should not be talking about
And
it.
before we move on, Umar Junaidi said that, Rahul Gandhi's this comment has made it to a debate. I'm glad we're discussing this. There's something else that Rahul Gandhi said. Umar bhai, shayad aapne suna nahi hoga. This has also made it to news. Sun lijiye.
America cannot buy oil from Russia, Iran, Iraq before taking permission from America. America cannot buy oil from Russia, Iran, Iraq before taking permission from America.
Now, all of you can, sit and analyze what this means. America can't buy oil from America or without taking permission from America. But we'll have to move on.